Hello guys and welcome to a new episode of Football and F1 Show. Today I'm going to talk about the transfers that happened in the last couple of days, particularly in transfer deadline day on Monday, and also we're going to preview the Formula 1 Monza Grand Prix. But let's start with the transfers because obviously I've had a couple of days not doing videos because obviously I've been busy, etc. So let's get started. Firstly, obviously Isak confirmed joining Liverpool. Um, obviously Isak is a fantastic player. Obviously, regardless of what happened in the saga, etc., with his behavior, he's a fantastic player, and for sure it will be a very good play for Liverpool. Very good signing for Liverpool. He will add them something in the attack. They've got quality players in the attack, the likes of Kiteke, Verge, Salah, Gakpo. For sure, he's gonna add them something. And Liverpool, they're gonna look amazingly, scary in the attack. So. Yeah, I expect them to. Yes, a very quality signing, and for sure, Isak obviously has been one of the top scorers and one of the best scorers in the Premier League last season. So he'll for sure help Liverpool a lot, and it's a very good sign, like I said, for Liverpool. However, there was the good side of them in the transfer window, deadline day, but there was also the bad side, as they tried to get Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace, but the deal was and the medical and the documents sent and the medical was completed, and he sent Mark Guehi sent a farewell video to for Crystal Palace, and everything was going well, and it looked like he was gonna go to Liverpool, but because Crystal Palace couldn't find a replacement, you know. Agar, the player that Palace tried to sign, the replacement for Margui, he passed the medical at Palace, but then deal collapsed. So then Crystal Palace blocked the deal of Margui. Um, First of all, I feel very sorry for Margui because he's been professional. He's been not making dramas. He's been professional, like I said, for Crystal Palace. He's been fair. He scored in the last game. He's been very good. He's been performing very good. He's been loyal to Crystal Palace. He's been very professional, not making dramas, turning out to training, turning out to playing games for Crystal Palace, captaining the team. However, I also understand why Crystal Palace did that because for a club like Crystal Palace that wants to, compete with the big boys, especially they're playing European football as well. If you can't find a replacement for him, then I understand why they blocked the deal. But also, Crystal Palace should have, they should have a look at themselves and say, you've had a couple of weeks to replace it. I think it was before the Community Shield or just after the Community Shield, they had like a couple of weeks to. They said they were gonna sell Mark Guehi, but they don't want to sell him for free, and now you had like a couple of weeks to make a replacement, and they couldn't. So I understand why Crystal Palace wanted to keep him. I understand why Glasner wanted to keep him, because he threatened to walk away if he was to leave. I understand why, because Crystal Palace don't have the level of competitiveness the same as Liverpool, the same as Manchester City, the same as the big clubs. So of course you want to keep your best players as much as you can, especially for a team like Crystal Palace who wants to compete with the big boys who are playing European football. You know, so yeah, I understand why, but at the same and they also just sell Erbeche Eze. And they also Crystal Palace have not had a wonderful transfer window. Let's not forget that. Glasner was criticizing the club's transfer policy a couple of weeks ago, saying that we've left it too late, etc., etc. And he threatened to walk away if Margui left the club to join Liverpool. And I've seen people criticize Glasner for that. But I understand why, because if for a competitive guy like Glasner, he just won the FA Cup, he just won the Community Shield, he brought Crystal Palace playing European football. So why, he wants to keep winning. He wants to keep competing with the big boys. He wants to compete with the big boys in the Premier League. So I don't understand why people are criticizing Glasner for that. How to threaten to walk away. I don't know. It's a bit of a mind game in my opinion, but yeah, like to threaten walk away. That's a bit of like a kid, throwing toys out of the pram. But I understand why Glasner maybe he was frustrated because he also said that if Mark Guehi left Crystal Palace, they're going to be in trouble. So I understand why they did that. Because obviously Mark Glasner is a guy that's very important at Crystal Palace. He just won the FA Cup, won the trophies, and he's got to play European football. So I don't blame Crystal Palace for that, for listening Glasner, but Crystal Palace should be criticised for having this amount of time, knowing that Mark Guehi will most likely leave, and they couldn't find a replacement. So I think the blame should go to Crystal Palace for that. Colomwani, so I think Liverpool had a great transfer window, but yeah, like quite unfortunate that the deal has gone to the. This one has gone to the final day of the transfer window, and it's not completely because other teams have had 4 weeks not getting a replacement for him, and they decided to block the deal. So yeah, but yeah, Liverpool had a great transfer window, but of course they needed a defender because the defense they've had some problems. They'll most likely still sign him in Jan transfer. They'll most likely still sign him in in the summer transfer, the next one. But who knows? Maybe other big clubs will try to sign him for free. That's the problem. So yeah, but yeah, it's Liverpool had a great transfer window, but this one like they needed a centre back. They need to sign centre back, considering this had some problems defensively this season so far. So yeah, Colomwani signing for Tottenham from PSG on loan for the rest of the season. Obviously, he's mostly remembered for that miss in the World Cup final 2022. But but except that, like, he's not had a sensational record at Paris Saint-Germain, a sensational career, I should say. Yeah, he won trophies, etc. But let's see. I think he can add something to Tottenham. He's a very good player. He can add something to Tottenham in the attack. So yeah, Arsenal also signed another player. Announced the signing of Piero Hankabi on a season-long loan from Bayer Leverkusen with an option to buy for 450 million. For 45 million for Piero Hankabi. I mean, listen, Arteta's got everything he wanted, right? He's got everything he wanted, the squad he wanted, the players he's wanted, everything he's wanted. Surely he has to win trophies now. There's no excuses because the guy's got everything he wanted. He wanted Gyökeres, he got him. He got Eze, he got Zubimendi, he got those players. He's got everything he wanted. He can't complain now. You can't say, "Oh, I haven't got the squad depth, etc." He's got everything he wanted. As a coach in terms of transfers, like how much have Arsenal spent since Arteta came into the club? So it's time to win stuff, Mikel. It's time to win stuff, So yeah, Sancheka has joined Nottingham Forest on loan. Sancho joining Aston Villa also on loan. Rashford had a good spell at Aston Villa, so maybe that could work the same thing for Sancho. Jon Visa, another player who was trying to force a move, etc., has joined Newcastle United from Brentford. Very good signing for Newcastle. Obviously, they've signed two players recently, Voltomede and Visa. So Newcastle have signed two very good players. So for sure, because Newcastle have suffered attacking problems in the first 3 games they've played. For sure, those two players, Visa and Voltomede, will help Newcastle a lot to go in the attack. So yeah, and also I want to say something. We see the players like sometimes being professional and being loyal to the club and not making some drama like Mark Guehi did and not getting the move, whereas you see players like Isak and Visa, not started training, not started the pre-season, not turning up for the club duties, going on strike, etc., and they get a move, they get what they want, and they throw toys out at the pram, but they still get a move. Is it not the case that nice guys finish last? Because this is what I feel. Because people criticize Visa and Isak for not being professional, but when you see these kind of things, Mark Guehi not turning to the club, Mark Guehi not turning for club duties, etc., and still not getting the move. And he's been professional but still not getting a move, and there was even a goodbye video and he still didn't get in the move. So Yeah, I mean, I even had heard another report from that transfer. I think it was from Steve Parish. Let me have a look. I wanna have a look at it. Where is it? So, yeah, like, yeah. There's another report that I heard that before an hour or half an hour before the transfer deadline day, Steve Parish didn't speak to Mark Guehi. Steve Parish didn't speak to Mark Guehi until half an hour or an hour until the transfer deadline, the end of the transfer deadline day, because he was in a class gym or something like that. So when you see those people at the club, don't take their care for the players when they stay loyal to the club and they're being professional. Do you blame people like Isak and Visa trying to force a move? No, you can't blame them. Yes, it was not. It's the sad reality of football nowadays. Forcing a move, going on strike, etc., but still getting your move. It's a sad reality. And yes, Mark Gui will still get a move for sure very very soon, but nobody knows. He will most likely get a move to the big club, but who knows? Nobody knows, right? So, and going to Liverpool was one of his dreams, and for him to not go there because of something he cannot control, because of his teams cannot get a replacement when they've had 4 weeks, is heartbreaking. If I was in position of Mark Gui, and let's not forget, he's won the FA Cup, he's won the Community Shield, he was the captain, playing for Conference League football for them, etc. Like, I feel very very sorry for him because it's something that he cannot control. He can't control because his team cannot get the replacement. So yeah. Manchester United have signed a new goalkeeper, Sini Lemons from Royal Antwerp. Let's see if he's going to be better than Bandir and Unana. And they needed a goalkeeper, but I don't know much about him, like I said. So let's see. Nicholas Jackson signing for Bayern Munich. It's a signing that it doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know why Bayern Munich signed him, honestly. Edison joined Fenerbahce. Kanji joined Inter Milan on a season-long loan deal, whereas Genoaji Donnarumma signed for Manchester City, replacing Edison. And now City have two goalkeepers. They've just signed James Trafford and Donnarumma. And I feel sorry for Trafford because he one of his dreams was to play for Manchester City for a long long time, and he was in the City academy, but then he went to Burnley and then he went back to City, and you just joined and then your number one spot is taken away from you because of after just three games. Yeah, I feel sorry for him. And yes, he had a disappointing game against Tottenham, but I thought he looked very good against Wolves. He looked okay against Brighton, but okay, it's not good enough for the standards of Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. But I want to say something. John Donnarumma is a fantastic goalkeeper. He's probably the best goalkeeper in the world right now. But does he suit City's style? Because Guardiola likes goalkeepers to play who are good in their feet, right? From what I hear from PSG fans and from what I see as well, he's not good with his feet. He's a fantastic goalkeeper, making brilliant saves, but he's not good with his feet. So I don't know why Guardiola and City have signed him. I don't know why. I don't know why. Because if you want to sign no goalkeeper, if you're not sure about James Trafford, sign a goalkeeper that is very good and also plays good. That is good in his feet. But to sign a guy who's a fantastic goalkeeper but he's not good in his feet at all, yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Listen, it might work at the end. It might be another masterclass from Guardiola, but from right now, the signing from what I see, it doesn't make sense because he doesn't suit the style of Pep Guardiola. So, well, yeah, let's see. It will for sure help. It will for sure avoid City conceding sloppy goals. But at the same time, is he gonna be able to be very good in playing out from the back, etc. And teams pressing him, and he's not good in his feet as well. Let's see. Now let's move on to Formula One.